Hey Throners, welcome to another Game of Thrones Season 8 video, and in this video we are going to discuss the news of two returning characters for the Northern plotline and why it gives us a clue about the Night King's plan of attack in Season 8. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay until the end of the video for details about my Game of Thrones Season 7 DVD giveaway. On December 30th, an article from Watchers on the Wall released a piece of casting news, and we've learned that two familiar faces will return in Season 8. And both of these characters had minimal screen time, but it was significant that Alice Karstark, the last surviving heir to Karhold after the rest of her house was defeated alongside Ramsay Bolton, was called upon by Jon Snow in Season 7 to pledge their fealty to House Stark. But she wasn't the only character that was called upon to support House Stark in the wars to come. We also had the appearance of young Ned Umber, who represents what's left of House Umber, another Northern house who fought against Jon in the Battle of the Bastards, but reaffirmed his family's fealty to the Starks. These characters didn't make as significant of an impact as some of the other characters did in Season 7, but it is important to speculate as to why they would include them in Season 8. And from my estimation, because Last Hearth and Karhold are in closer proximity to the wall than Winterfell is, I believe we may see the destruction of these castles and possibly the death of these characters at the hands of the Night King and the army of the undead. In the first episode of Season 8, I believe we will have a scenario where Tormund Giantsbane, Beric Dondarrion, and Dolorous Edd will split up and fall back to Last Hearth and Karhold. We do know that the wall got destroyed by the Night King with Viserion, and I believe that time will be extremely limited as the Night King will show up with Viserion at one of these locations, destroying them and their inhabitants. The White Walkers are finally making their move, and I believe if we are truly to have a bittersweet ending in a Game of Thrones, we'll have to feel like the side of the living may not win the battle. And the only way to achieve this is by making the Night King more powerful than we could have ever imagined. We don't know the true extent of his powers either, but nonetheless, I believe he will continue to grow his army as he moves further south. It's also quite possible that young Ned and Alice are in Winterfell and not Last Hearth and Karhold, but if the situation unfolds like I think we might have it, the situation where most of the northern houses could become extinct in the War for Dawn. If the two forces do get split up between Beric and Tormund and Dolorous Edd and the rest of the Night's Watch, I think we can at least expect one major death in the first episode of Season 8, and while I would love for Dolorous Edd to survive to make it back to Winterfell to join Jon in the fight for surviving the Long Night, I don't see a scenario where he might survive. Edd dying would mean another part of Jon would be dying. It would wound him like it wounded him when Ygritte died. So I think it would bring the Targaryen fire side out in him, making Jon a better leader going forward, but I think it would be a huge loss for Jon as he really values Edd's friendship. There's also a scenario where if they are at their respective castles and they do survive, we see that they survive the whole series or at least a few more episodes as marriages need to be consummated to continue to reinforce the solidarity of the Northern House's support to the Starks going into the future. But before things get better, they are going to get worse, and if we are going to start off Season 8 with a bang, I believe we are going to have another Hardhome-esque massacre or two before the Night King arrives at Winterfell at the end of Episode 1 or in Episode 2. The North will fall and retreat at least to the respective areas in the Trident and possibly even King's Landing. The Night King is going to destroy most of the North. I believe Season 8 is going to be absolutely amazing, everyone. It does look as if we are going to be getting some supersized episodes, 80 or 90 minutes long. That's going to be really awesome. So that is a reason to get excited and continue to stay hype. And I think this is a reason that we should continue the conversation in the comment section. Let me know what you think will happen with Alice Karstark, Ned Umber, and the rest of the North. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and follow me on social media to enter the Game of Thrones Season 7 DVD giveaway. The giveaway goes all the way up until February 4th of 2018, and you can find the links to the giveaway and my social media in the description of this video. Thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon and for all of you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you all have an amazing Game of Thrones filled day. Hype and love.
Fuck the king.
Fight it,
much for your little plan?
This is what the